Hello everyone, this is Desi, and in this video I want to talk about batch invoices and how to print them in WebPST. So first I want to explain a little bit of the differences between a regular invoice and a batch invoice. So regular invoices are invoices that you're going to print individually per job. So when you go into a job itself and you preview the invoice, that's just the invoice for that job. So like, let's say, for example, like if I go into this job and then I go here to preview documents and I click on invoice, it's going to give me the invoice of this one job. And then obviously you have the tab right here, invoice and server pay. You can see, what you're charging for that particular job, and that's it. So batch invoices is an invoice per case. So let's say you have a case with multiple defendants in them. You can generate one invoice and it will show each of the jobs that are in that case, for one for each defendant, and then the amount due for each of those single jobs, but it's all in one. So that's like the main difference. Now, you can print batch invoices, for particular clients. And in order to do that, you actually have to set up your client as what we call a batch invoice client. So if you go to your clients, so contacts, client, and a lot of people like to do this, in my experience, with like their foreclosure clients or their type of clients that have like cases with, multiple defendants. So let's say we go to one of our clients here. And to make your client a batch invoice client, you will go to the client, you will edit the client, go under the client options tab, and then you will enable this batch invoice. If you don't have this enabled, you will not be able to generate a batch invoice for this particular client. So that's important to note. So once you have all of that and you're ready to invoice your client via batch invoicing, all you got to do is go to accounting, invoices, and then right up here, you're going to see the option of batch invoices. So then right here, you're going to click on print batch invoices. You can change the job serve through. So this is kind of like anything that is, any cases that are served through 1/5/2023, I want to invoice. If you want to do days prior, you can go ahead and do that. You can sort your batch invoices either by last name of your client or by the firm name. I'm just going to keep it for firm name. And then if you want to just run everybody, you just leave it like this and you just go ahead and hit print. Or if you're just doing a single client, you can just go ahead and click select. You can find by, firm name or last name. And then pretty much it'll go print from, through, blah, blah, blah. But for this example, I'm going to keep it like this because I don't really have a whole lot on my queue here. But what I want to show you is these different options. So you have print, which will print it right away. You can show preview per invoice, and then you can show preview per client. So let's go with, I'm not going to click this box. So completed cases only means that you only want to invoice cases that have every single job completed. So for example, let's say you have a foreclosure case and it has 3 defendants and all those 3 serves are done. And that's when, your client wants you to invoice it for them, then you will hit completed cases only. If one of those jobs are still out for service or still kind of pending, and you have the type of client that is like, I don't want to be invoiced until the case is done, then you want to make sure that this is checked and not on check. If they don't care, then you can leave it on check. I hope that makes sense. So let's just leave it unchecked for right now. And let's do show preview per invoice. So if we click on show preview per invoice, this is the first batch invoice I have for this client, and it has 1 job. I can go ahead and hit print, and it's just going to go ahead and print it out for me. I can save it, and that will put an invoice date on this job. For the purposes of this video, I'm just going to hit skip to next batch invoice. So that way you can see the next one. Same client, but a different case. So this is a case with 3 jobs, and you can see each of these jobs and then the total amount due. And let me skip to the next one. And now this is a different client and it has different jobs. So, and if I skip to the next one, that's the last one I have. So there you go. If I do show preview per client, it's going to give me all of the batch invoices per client in the preview. So let's go there so you can see. So here's the very first one with the one that we saw, and then the second one that has the 3 jobs. And then if I do skip, then you'll see the next client of mine. And then that's it. So you have those options. If I do completed cases only, and I do show preview per invoice, it's only going to bring me the cases that the cases of the clients that are completed. So the one invoice, the one batch invoice from Morgan & Morgan that only had 1 job, it will not come up because that doesn't have, like, the whole case is not completed. So this is the only one that is going to come up. And then I have this one, and then that's it. So that's pretty much it about batch invoices. Once this is printed, then your jobs are invoiced. If you need to reprint a batch invoice, you can do that by going here, reprint batch invoice. You can just enter the batch invoice number, and it'll come right up. And that batch invoice number will be right up here. So you will need to know that in order to reprint it. If you want to print just one batch invoice, you can click on here, put the job number. So for example, let's say I want to batch this case, and one of these job numbers, once you enter it here, it's just going to come up and it's going to show you this. So for example, let's see, 2022-106. Let me just show you. So 22-106, I'm going to do show preview, and then there it is. And it's only going to batch this one alone by itself. The moment I hit print or I hit save, it's going to go ahead and invoice all 3 jobs. So this is pretty much everything about batch invoices. This feature is also on PST Desktop, and I believe there is a video about that as well. So, but if you guys have any questions, if something wasn't clear, just give us a call, and our support team is here to help you in any way we can. As always, have a happy PST day.